Hey there everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Pubo Rama, and in today's video we'll be talking about this week's deals and discounts for Grand Theft Auto Online. And I'll be honest, this is not a good week. In fact, this is probably one of the worst weeks I've seen in a very, very long time. Why? Well, let's get straight into it. Starting off, if you complete 3 safeguard deliveries, you will get $100,000. Ooh boy. I guess do them if you want to get that extra 100k. We have ×3 money and RP on buried stashes and treasure chests, which is pretty pointless. And then we have ×2 money on Cayo Perico Motor Wars, which is a new featured series. And it's ×4 money with GTA Plus. Maybe it'll be fun, maybe it won't be. We'll have to see. But I can tell you when it comes to earning bonus money this week, it is pretty awful. This is about as bad as you can get. And it's really disappointing, because normally I expect Rockstar to at least give us something. But there are no businesses, there are no real bonuses that I care about as a grinder, and I think most of you will agree. I mean, sure, we might try out the new content, but it's definitely not going to keep us satiated for more than a day at max. With that being said, we do have some discounts, and we have some free vehicles, so I might as well cover them, let you know my personal feelings, and that's about it. So, starting off, we have the podium vehicle, the DeClasse Granger 3600. This is a Amani Tech vehicle. As you can see, it features semi-bulletproof glass on every single pane, and it has armor plating, meaning that in general, it's going to be very hard to take this vehicle out. If you get it for free at the casino, it is absolutely a amazing vehicle, and I would highly recommend to try and get your hands on it this week if you're, kind of like me and you forget to do the wheel spin. Then, for the prize ride, we have placed top 4 in the LS Car Meet series for 4 days in a row, and you will get the Karen Sultan Classic. This is actually one of the best of the tuner vehicles in the game, so if you want a really good tuner for lap time, overall handling, and top speed, this is a really good shout, especially because if I'm not mistaken, you can bring this to Benny's and then turn it into the Karen RS Classic, which is even cooler. But point being, you do have 2 vehicles that you can get your hands on. Both of them are very good with customization and overall performance, so no complaints from me. Next, we arrive to the 40% discounts. Starting off, we have the Half Track. The Half Track is honestly a beast. It has a lot of great things going for it. But I do need to give you a warning. Don't put the armor plating on it. You can see there's armor plating on the side. Well, you'll also notice that these bullets I'm going to shoot are going to show up right there. That is because this glass and the protection around it does not actually count. Weirdly enough, the front glass, even though it looks like the bullets are going right through, this glass is completely bulletproof. And you can actually see that if I zoom in with the scope here. You can see that the bullets are exploding on an invisible wall. I'm not sure why that's the case, but it's not going to get patched because it's been like this for years. So don't put any of the armor paneling on the Half Track. It doesn't give you any extra durability or explosion resistance. It is simply going to screw you over. Now, in terms of this being a good or bad purchase, it's kind of hard for me to tell you, honestly. The Half Track has some really fun things. It's got the quad bofers on the roof, it has the ability to drop proximity mines, and it can survive 27 homing missiles. Unfortunately, it's slow, and, well, you're just not really going to use it all too much. So, that's the only problem I have with it. Next, we have the Von Fumer, I never know how to pronounce it, but this is the anti-aircraft trailer. The anti-aircraft trailer is probably one of the most overpowered weapons in the game. Well, I have no words. I tried to shoot the golf cart, and apparently what I actually ended up doing was shooting everything. Well, thankfully not everything got blown up, just half the vehicles. What I was going to say about the anti-aircraft trailer is that it has one of the most overpowered guns in the game. It can literally take out a full health tank in like 2 shots. It can even take out a full health MOC in like 8 shots. It's insane how much damage the anti-aircraft trailer does. The problem is that you need somebody to drive you around while you're in the back. So, is it a useful purchase? No, unless you have friends, but it is very fun. So, that's what I'll say about the anti-aircraft trailer. Next, we have definitely a useless purchase, and that is the Volatile, one of the largest aircraft in the game, and honestly, I don't really know what it does. Like, it's a cool aircraft, and we got Princess Robot Bubblegum on it, but like, what do you do with this thing? I guess you can drop bombs, and if you do have friends, they can hop onto the machine guns on the top, and I think there are some on the bottom. Yeah, on the front bottom here. But, like, I still don't understand what actual purpose this aircraft serves in GTA Online, and because of that, I would not recommend to waste your money on it. I think it's a complete waste, but you guys can let me know what you think in the comments. Finally, we have our first really good deal, and that is the Garati Stinger TT, an absolutely fantastic sports car. First of all, if you're playing on Next Generation, you can turn this into an HSW vehicle, making it one of the fastest cars in the game, over 168 miles per hour, which is absolutely crazy. Not only that, but it does feature full-on Amani Tech capabilities, so it can survive 10 homing missiles, and it has a homing missile lock-on jammer. In general, this is by far the best car that is on sale this entire week, and if you don't own it, buy it. That's really as simple as it is, especially because it is 40% off. Next, we have the Vision. I really, really like the Vision. First of all, it looks amazing. It's definitely one of my favorite looking supers in the game. Not only does it look amazing, but it's 40% off. It's a really good performer. It's got great handling, decent top speed. If you like the design of this car like I do, I would definitely recommend to consider picking this car up. Well, next we have the Dominator GT. This vehicle is basically a convertible version of the Dominator GT. It's just a slight different version of the same car. So customization is very similar, performance is very similar. It's an alright car. I'm not the biggest fan of convertibles personally. I just don't love the fact that you can't really give the roof too much love. But it's not a bad purchase if you like the design. I think the car looks really nice. Just depends on what style you're looking for. Next, we have the Vorschlaghammer. I actually really like this sedan. It looks amazing. It has a great amount of customization. It has fantastic liveries. And it's a really, really good performer. If I'm not mistaken, this is in the sedans class. Let me double check. Indeed it is. And it's one of the fastest sedans in the game. So if you want a sedan, one that's based off of a, what is this, a Hammer? Either way, it's a really, really fun car. Absolute blast to drive. I'm a big fan of it. It might not be the best purchase ever, but it's still fun. And that's really all that matters in GTA. Next, we have another pretty important purchase, and that is the Buzzard. Purchasing the Buzzard is something that a lot of people haven't done, but it can be very helpful. The reason why is if you register as a boss, you can access CEO vehicles and spawn a Buzzard wherever you are. It works the same way the Sparrow does, but what's nice is if you ever end up blowing your Sparrow up, or crashing it, or having to return it and wait on cooldown, you can call in a Buzzard, and it's quite nice because of that. I will definitely be purchasing a Buzzard on my Broke to Millions account because of the fact it is on sale this week. 40% off is a really good deal. Next, we have the Pfister Neon. It's based off of the Porsche Taycan. It looks really nice. Unfortunately, it's not the best car. It's not the fastest, and it's really nothing special. So if you like the design, pick it up. If not, I wouldn't recommend it. Next, we have the Dinka Postlude. I swear, somebody can let me know, how many weeks has this car been on sale at this point? I swear every single week I see this vehicle on sale, and nobody cares about it. It's ugly. It doesn't have any good performance. I will not be buying the Postlude. It's not happening, Rockstar. We also have the Vapid Winky, which, with a goofy name, you would think is a goofy vehicle, and it kind of is, but it's also based off of Willie's Jeep. I think it looks really nice. I actually love the customization. It's just a shame the vehicle doesn't actually perform well. It's kind of awful to drive. And then the final 40% discount is the Besra. This is a big old jet. It's basically a laser without the explosives or any of the weaponry, which kind of defeats the purpose of this. Just buy a Hydra at that point. Even at 40% off, I really just don't see any level of understanding why you would purchase a jet that doesn't have weapons on it. That defeats the entire purpose. So I wouldn't really recommend to buy that. With that being said, we have the final list of vehicles to talk about, and these are all the removed cars that are back this week, whether it's in Simeon's or the test drive. Starting off, we have the GT500. I don't really think there's anything special about it, so I wouldn't recommend it. We have the Vapid Hustler. I still don't think there's anything special. I wouldn't recommend it. The Blade, not much special. The JB700, why would you ever buy this when there's the weaponized variant, which is just flat better? We have the Varus, which I guess is an alright motorcycle. I don't know. I don't really drive motorcycles. We have the Dinka... What the heck is this? Is this the Varus? I think this is actually the Varus, yeah. is the Varus. Still pretty useless purchase. The Vapid Bullet is one of the worst cars in the entire game. I think it's actually in the supers category, and it's probably the worst supercar in the entire game. So yeah, don't get your hands on the Bullet. And then we also have the Tulip, which is a very nice looking muscle car. Unfortunately, looks can be deceiving, and the Tulip is not a very good performer. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is everything to know about this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. It's a pretty awful week, I'll be real. This is by far one of the worst weeks I've seen in a very long time. So, yeah, if you were hoping that we were going to get a decent week, unfortunately for you, it's not the case. And unfortunately for me as well, I guess. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more, you know what to do. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.